about the Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott. He'll be on the field today against the 49ers. His numbers are down from his record-setting rookie year, averaging 3.7 yards per carry this season, down from 5.1 in 2016. But despite the dip in production, he's just the third player since 1970 to rush for 2,000 yards in his first 20 career games. The other two guys to do that, Hall of Famers, Eric Dickerson and Earl Campbell. So I guess the easiest question to ask, and Charles, I'll start with you on Zeke. What's the difference in his game this year?
He doesn't seem like the same player to me, as he did last year, coming out of school. I think when you come out of college, you're hungry, and you're ready to step up to the challenge. You're the first pick. Everybody's counting on you to come in and run behind that massive offensive line. This year, it just seems like he kind of took things for granted a little bit, in my opinion. He doesn't seem to have the explosiveness that he had the previous season. So I'm not sure if all of the offseason stuff has gotten to him, to where he's thinking about all of those things and wasn't concentrating on what he needed to do as a football player. But he just doesn't quite, even though, he's playing decent, Don't get me wrong, right. But he doesn't seem to be the same player as he was a year ago.
The only thing is about that I'm looking at is Ezekiel, as he came, he never had the preseason, all that type of work. So a few games to get in the groove. But here's my point. You score 30 points. That's 2 games in a row. You scored over 30 points. You lost both of them. Yep. And I know, this is my Rod Marinelli typical bash thing, but you score 30 points, you got to win the game.
You got to win the game.
And if Zeke can play defense, that would be one thing. But get him the football more, stay more balanced on offense, and that'll help your defense out. But I think what we're really noticing is how valuable Sean Lee is to that Cowboy football team. Because when he's in there, they got a good chance of winning and stopping the run. When he's not in there, oh, boy.
It's trouble. Yep. When I look at Zeke, the thing that you were talking about, everything was great, without saying, just face it, sophomore slump. It's not really fair to Zeke Elliott for him to have the great year that he had last year, along with Dak. But for him to come in this second year, Sam, the expectations are so high for him. Man. Being in Dallas, the year he had running behind that offensive line, and things are not looking like the way they looked last year. So with him last year, to me personally, it looked like he was, in shape. This year, it looked like he came in a little heavier than last year's, is what it looked like. I don't know, the camera could be fooling me, but his play
and had 10 pounds.
Well, his running style,
30.
Looking at his running style, kind of changed a little bit too. And one thing about me being a wide receiver, I always look at the running back because I love play action football. And just looking at Zeke from last year to this year, there has been some things to change in his game. But like Charles said, it's not a bad year for him, but it's not the Zeke that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, sometimes we get unrealistic expectations. I can imagine.
Well, not with what they did last year. It was realistic.
For them.
So we looking
for them.
We need to do it again.
Do it again.